moving straight on. The next type of things I talked about were vectors. So I talked about how to create vectors using C, and how to index them or create subsets of them using square brackets. I showed you that you can use negative indices to drop items, and I didn't talk too much about these two last things, so I'll expand on that in a moment. But here's a quick reference list. So this is, for example, how you would create a vector of numbers. So here's the first Fibonacci number, so I'll just quickly copy and paste that over there. So that's fib, looks like that, class fib, of course that's numeric. So fib, if I go minus 1, that just drops the first element. If I go minus 1 to 4, that drops the first 4 numbers, and so on. So what are we talking about with these last two things? Element-wise operations means if I add a scalar, that is a vector of length 1, or just an object that has just one value, it gets added to every single element in the vector. So if I go fib plus 10, let's say, it adds 10 to everything. If I go fib, let's multiply it now. I'm just going to use something slightly different and multiply it by a vector C0, 10. We get this, which is a little bit weird. The first element of fib, so here's fib, so we go 1 times 0 is 0. 10, so we take the second element of this thing and multiply it by the second element of this thing, and that gives us 10. Then, because we've run out of elements here, what R does is recycle. So it takes this thing and multiplies it by the third element, and that gives 2 times 0 equals 0. 3 times 10 is 30. 5 times 0 equals 0, and 10 times 8 is 80. That's the recycling rule, and it does weird things from time to time, like suppose I tried to do this and multiply fib by something that it doesn't really divide into very well, because fib is length 6, it has 6 elements here, and the thing I'm trying to multiply it by has length 4, they don't have any common divisors, and so you get a warning message. That's everything I want you to know about the recycling rule, and the only reason I want you to know about it for introductory classes is every now and then you might see this warning. Longer object is not a multiple of shorter object length. That's what's going on. A lot of the content you see in Tidyverse tries to help you not run afoul of the recycling rule, but you will still encounter it sometimes, so it's useful to know what it is. Okay, so that's everything I wanted to say about that. I may end up breaking these into separate little videos. We'll see.